All right, traders, it is time to prepare to trade the best setups at the best prices. Last week, in terms of Thursday, I was not able to post. I had one of my best trading days ever, making over 29K. And then in terms of Friday, I started off with a big loss of 15K, continued to trade and got that loss down to 7K. With that being said, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. So I'm going to prepare you to trade the best setups at the best prices. So we need to discuss the SPY, and we're going to be going over the short-term price action on the SPY, which is going to prepare you to trade the best setups at the best prices heading into this week. And then towards the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some upcoming macro information in terms of where the SPY can be heading later into this month. So let's get straight into the analysis. So in terms of the SPY, as you can see, we're currently having a small gap up during extended hours trading session. So our first key level zone, write these levels down, are going to be 404.19. This is going to be your support level. So we're going to draw a line right there, right? And in terms of our previous support that cracked, which should attempt to react as a resistance level, is going to be the higher end of this zone right here, which is going to be this 405 level. You can see right here, there is a lot of previous support towards this 406 to 405 range. And this is the first time where SPY is going to be retesting that support ever since it cracked and had a massive crash. So for those of you who follow my videos, when you see a stock have a massive crash from support, and right here, this is where the crash triggered towards this 405, 406 range, it had a massive crash. So the point being is, it's going to try to reject. It's going to try to sell off towards 405 to 406. So basically, the zone that I need you to focus on heading into tomorrow is going to be like 406, 405. That's the resistance zone, which was previous support that cracked and had a massive resistance level. And then in terms of the bottom of the zone, the support of the zone is going to be 404.19. So here's what I need you to understand. Initially, the bears are going to try to pull this back at 406 to 405. Where are they going to pull it back to? They're going to try to pull it back to 404.19, which is make or break. If it holds 404.19 and it gaps up, bulls are going to take control, and then they're going to try to break above 406 later into the day. If it cracks 404.19, reacts as a resistance level, then the SPY will be on track to sell back off towards this previous support at around $402, right around $402, $401 would be the overall zone. So that's what I need you to be aware of. In terms of one level where the SPY should definitely bounce is towards 399. So here's some levels that I want you to bring awareness to. If we have a crazy rug pull to 399, that's likely going to be a nice little dip buying opportunity for a scalp. Another great level for a dip buying opportunity for a scalp is 396. Write these levels down because they can hit later this week. And then I need you to focus on the zone right now. So what I want you to understand is your previous support is right here towards this like 405, 406 level. It cracked, had a massive pullback. The initial reaction is going to try to be a pullback. They're going to try to pull it back to 404.19. That's make or break. If they form a floor at 404.19, then it's going to start to rocket and it's going to start to try to break above that 405, 406 zone, right? And if it breaks above that zone, then they fill the gap. There's two gaps to fill in the SPY. Write these levels down. 407.26, the closing price of this candle, and $408.28, the closing price of this candle. The best prices you can short the SPY and play for gap close reversals are going to be 407.26 and 408.26. There's gaps to fill, so if we see resistance forming, we're going to be looking to scalp put options towards 407.20s to 408.20s. That's going to be the best put zone for a reversal this week. So for those of you who want to trade the best setups at the best prices, the best level possible is going to be 408.28. The second best level is 407.26. The higher the level, the better. Look for bearish confirmations at the gap. If you see resistance forming, if you see a roof, you're going to want to play puts towards that level. That's going to be literally the exact short-term peak towards this 407 to 408 gap fill zone. You got two gaps to fill there, right? So that's what I want to bring awareness to, right? So in terms of like a little key time frame sheet, in terms of overall price direction, this is what you need to understand. So right now we're at 405. Your make or break support is at 404.19. If 404 holds, we're going to go to 405 to 406. If 404 cracks, we're going to go to 401 to 402. And then in terms of upside potential, if we break above 405, we go to 406. If we break above 406, we go to 407. If we break above 407, we go to 408. So it's kind of like 1 to 2 points at a time in a sense. So those are the zones that I need you to focus on. Those are the key levels. So remember, in terms of our best levels at the best prices, the gap strategies. There's a gap to fill at 404.19. There's a gap to fill at 408.20. There's a gap to fill at 407.20. Those 3 levels are your best levels. The higher levels are for puts if you see a roof and resistance level forming. The lower levels are for calls if you see support forming at 404. That's going to be your make or break support. The 404 level is going to determine if we rocket to fill the gaps or if we pull back towards 401. And then in terms of not key levels, but we should see initial moves, right? If the SPY does sell off, we should see an initial bounce, right? If this has a big sell-off this week, this is speaking for later this week, if it does have a massive sell-off, we should see an initial bounce at 398. We should also see an initial bounce definitely at this 397. So save those levels. So look, I'm going to draw up my price alerts right here, right? Best setups at best prices. These are just like lotto ideas, lotto trades, not the best setups. We should definitely see a bounce at 397. That's like your best level to buy a dip. Another great level, save these in the future. 392, we'll definitely see a bounce. So basically what I'm telling you is the first time they test these levels, it should have a small bounce where you get in and out for scalp calls. Keep an eye on this 399 level as well. Previous resistance turned into support. Keep an eye on those. First time a test, initial reaction only. In and out, quick scalp opportunities within minutes. You get in and out for a nice quick win. In terms of your best levels for puts, you need to keep an eye. This is not the best setup at the best price, but you need to keep an eye on this 405 to 406 range. So we'll set one above 405. Keep an eye on 406 as well. In terms of your best price for puts, it's going to be the gap. 408.28. That's where I'm going heavy on puts. I'm going heavy on puts at 408.20s. I'm also looking to go heavy on puts if we see rejections at this gap at 407.26. When SPY fills these gaps, that's when it could start to have a short-term reversal for a quick scalp on at-the-money put options, right? So those are your levels. In terms of best setups to best prices, one more level, so this 404.19. If SPY has a massive gap up, a nice spike, and we hit 404.19, they're going to try to bounce it initially, and then they'll try to tank it. You have to see how it reacts. But initially, they're going to try to bounce it. That's make or break support. So in terms of your best setups at best prices, 404, 407, and 408. Those are 3 gaps waiting to fill, right? So the higher ones you want to focus on puts. In terms of your lotto trades, if you have a large account and you want to scalp in and out within minutes, I'm talking minutes, super quick, in and out within minutes. If it goes against you within 2 minutes, you sell. One of the best traders within Trader Society, right? He has this strategy where he gets in and out within 2 to 3 minutes. He does a 2 to 3 bar play, and his max risk is 1 minute loss. If it goes against him for an entire minute, he cuts his loss. In terms of his wins, 2 to 3 minutes. It's a 2 to 3 risk to return ratio. 1 minute small loss, he's out in seconds if it goes against him. And then in terms of his wins, 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. No stress. Zero stress. He cuts his loss if it goes 1 minute against him. So he's scalping. It's like not even trading. He's scalping in and out. 7-day expirations. No theta decay. 1 to 5% returns in 2 to 3 minutes. If he has a loss, he just cuts it within 1 single minute. Your lotto plays for that are going to be on these lower levels for call options. 399, 397 is your best level, and then 393 is a phenomenal level. You watch. Whenever it decides to go back to these initial levels, it's going to try to have a small little bounce. And these people using these levels, scalping in and out within minutes, they're going to do very, very well if they just wait for the levels. So again, these are our levels that we're trading for this week. Okay, so this is very clear right here. See the 405, see how 405 is support, right? If 405 reacts as a resistance, then where are we going to go to? We're going to fill the gap at 404. See how it bounces off 404, right? Reacts as a resistance right here, bounces off 404. So if 405 to 406 reacts as a resistance, we fill the gap. The gap fills at 404. Initial reaction, they're going to try to bounce it. If it cracks, reacts as a resistance, hard sell-off. Look, the story's in the chart, man. It's all in the chart. Look, I'm showing you the chart. These are look at these candles, man. These candles are going to show you everything that is you know. Let's look at the 1 hour candles. So this is what you need to know, man. Let's go back to this. This is very, very simple stuff. So right here, this is 404. If it reacts to support, where's it going to pump to? They're going to pump it to 407 to 408 to fill the gap. Look at this, the exact peak was at 408. I'm telling you, man, when we hit fucking 408, I'm playing puts and I'm banking, man. You want to join Trader Society, you want to make the cost back of this program before you even get in. Play puts at 408. Whether it happens tomorrow, whether it happens Wednesday, Friday, whenever it decides to happen, set your price alerts, live how you want to live, do whatever it is that you want to do while you're waiting for that price alert to trigger, trade the best setups, best prices, hit the puts at 408. It's going to try to reject 408. It's the best level for puts. I'm giving you a couple different levels, but I'm telling you, the best one is 408. That's the easy money. You want to know the easy money, no-brainer setups, easy money. I don't even need to be good at trading. If I just trade this, it's the 408 level. That's the easy fucking money. 408. The other levels are going to be a lot tougher. You need to be very professional and trade the other levels and in and out quick like a scalper. 408 is the best level for puts. I mean, look at this. The chart's going to tell you the story. 408 is going to try to react as a resistance level, and then they're going to try to pull it back down to 406 to 404. Going to try to bounce it at 404, and then they'll try to pull it back up to the 406, 407 range, right? Pay attention to 408. This is all key, man. It's telling you the story. Previous support right here. This is your level, 404. If 404 reacts as a support level, we quickly shoot up to 408. No surprise. It says right here, bottoms at 404. It shoots up to 408. It's going to shoot up to 407, 408. It rejects. It's going to dip back. It's going to dip back when it hits 408, have a small little pullback. There's a ton of support at 404, make or break. If it holds, we're going to 408. If it cracks, we're going to 402. As a bear, I'm sitting here and saying, let's wait till 408. Let's wait for this gap to fill right here at 408 with all this pre-market resistance. You should not be afraid of puts at 408. You should be terrified of puts at 404. That's where you should be scared of puts, at the support level. Look, you tell me, where do you want to buy puts? Right here at the floor at 404 where there's going to be a gap to fill? Or do you want to buy puts at the top, at the peak at 408? Do not be scared to trade the best setups at the best prices. You need to look at the chart and have confidence. SPY's breaking above 404. It's trying to break out. You need to have confidence in puts at 408. You should not be scared. If it looks bullish at 408, you should double down. You should say, let's short the living shit out of this. 408 is your best level for puts. For those of you who want to trade the best sets of prices, for those of you who want the easy money, for those of you who want to be in the most competent, easiest trade where you can make money, there's no complaints. 408. Just do that. You'll do phenomenal. Whenever it happens, we got an entire week, we got an entire month. Whenever it wants to happen, it's going to try to happen. 408 is where we're hitting puts heavy, right? So keep an eye on 407 and 408. You can take some stars at 407 if you want, right? And then our other levels, as you know, 404, we're going to keep an eye on. Potentially, if it holds, it's a quick dip buying opportunity. And tight stop losses, folks. 50 cent move against you, I'm out. SPY goes 50 cents against me, I'm out. Couple minutes move against me, 50 cents, I'm out. I'm cutting my options. I'm not holding hopes. I get in, I get out like a scalper. Very, very quickly. If you want to hold a trade a little bit longer, then you need to trade 408. For those of you who want to hold your hopes and aim for a little bigger win, do it reasonably. Take a smaller position size, go with a safer expiration. If you want to hold your hopes, do it at 408. If you want to hold for a bigger win, you need to enter at the best price at the best setup. You cannot enter at the other lotto levels. Those are meant to be scalped in and out. Me personally, in terms of the best setups, best prices, I don't even try to hold them. I just get in and get out. I might try to aim for a little bit more, but I don't even want to hold them, man. I love scalping. Scalping is what I do. I do not hold my hopes. I do not hold trades. I get in and out like a sniper. So 408 is your best level. That's where you can hold it for a little bit if you want to, not that you have to or need to. 407 is another gap. We're going to keep an eye on that, but 408 is the best level for puts. 404 is going to try to react to support initially. If it cracks, then it dumps to 401. Me knowing how charts work, they're going to try to reject it at 405 to 406 to 404. And then when it hits 404, they're going to try to bounce it at 404. So 404 is the least attractive level for puts. I would much rather wait instead of getting trapped in another bull trap at support that's, previous support that's going to try to react to support since it's breaking out. For 408 puts, I don't care about missing out, man, but just understand how price action works. If 404 reacts as a roof, it's going to rug to 402 to 401, right? But I want puts at 408. That's what I want, man. That's the best and easiest trade. So just wait later this week. Whenever it fucking happens, it happens, man. You got to wait for these things to happen. I'm giving you the plays. I'm giving you the game. That's the best setups. There's nothing else, man. Puts at 408, best thing you could do. If it has a nice breakout and fills the gap at 404, quick scalp for calls at 404. Those are the two main plays. That's it. And then the rest are lottos. So with that being said, that's how you trade the best sets of prices, scalp out the money strikes. I'm doing much further explorations in terms of where my portfolio is, and I'm scalping in and out, man. I've been trying this new strategy where a member within Trader Society who's making 6 figures a week now has taught me, and he just gets in and out. If it goes against him in 1 minute, he cuts his loss, man. And he's playing for 2 to 3 bar plays, just in and out, a couple trades a day, sometimes 5, 10 trades a day, and it adds up a lot. It adds up very, very quickly. It's a phenomenal strategy for those of you who have accounts above 25K, which is like 20% of the people who are watching this video. But with that being said, man, that's how you trade the best sets of prices. Now, let's quickly discuss some macro. We need to discuss the macro for the SPY. So in terms of the macro, that's your more longer term. These are like leap plays, swing trading plays, where you hold your hopes for a bit. I don't do these a lot, but I have a strategy where it works with these. It's very rare where it comes around, but when it comes around, I take action on those opportunities. And there's going to be a play for March. I believe we are setting up for a play in March where you can really kind of hold a put option for a little bit, right? And me personally, I'm going to be taking this opportunity. So I'm going to share with you right now. This is it. This is what I want you to look at. So you tell me if you see the pattern. The pattern's very, very clear, right? So I'm going to show you the pattern right here. Let me see real quick. Okay, so this is what I want you to look at. See this big green bar? So you have a big green bar right here on the SPY. Let's go to the ovals. So you have this green bar, right? You have this big green bullish bar, right? And then right here, you have this big green bullish bar. What happens after that? It breaks out, and then it sells off and it gets crushed. So right here, it breaks out, then it sells off and it gets crushed. So do you see how the pattern's repeating? Now look what happens right here on the 3rd month, right? These are monthly candles. On the 3rd month, the SPY goes a little bit above the previous closings month. So right here, the SPY previously closed at 409.15. Right here, it got to a high of 412. It went to like 412. It only went like 3 points above. And then that was the exact peak. And SPY got absolutely crushed. So what I'm looking at is, I'm looking at this pattern, and SPY's about to get above the previous closing month's price, which is at 396, right? So it's already pushing above it. I'm looking for that to repeat itself. I'm looking for some sort of bearish confirmation at like 408 to repeat itself, and then they're going to try to rug it. So just look at how bearish the 3rd month was. The 3rd month said they pushed it above the closing price a little bit higher, and then it sold off massively. And we're at the 3rd month right now with this pattern. So if that pattern repeats itself, we're going to see a massive bull trap later into the month. So basically what I'm telling you is, I'm looking for bearish confirmations on the daily chart right before the market closes towards my level, which is at 408. I want it at 408. If I see bearish confirmations at 408 with a bearish candlestick, just a red bearish candlestick, something like this at 408, something that looks bearish towards 408, I'm going to swing trade April 21st puts. April 21st puts, give myself plenty of time, hold it for a little bit, and then I take it one day at a time. That's my game plan for swing trading. Wait for the gaps to fill, 407, 408. Wait for a bearish candlestick. See how this is a bearish candlestick towards the 408 level, right? Wait for the market to close. Wait for it to look bearish towards our 407, 408 gap zone. Swing trade April 21st puts. That's the game, man. That's the game. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up here. That's a monthly swing trade that I'm planning to take. I just got to wait for some sort of confirmation. But I'm very confident later into March, we're going to see a bull trap. But we trade what we see, folks. Right now, I'm seeing a pattern set up, but the pattern's still bullish. So I have to wait for the pattern to look a little bit bearish at my best level, and then I'll get it on the swing trade, right? So this is just something that I'm seeing in hindsight where a potential major bull trap can be setting up. So I just need more confirmations, more bearish confirmations towards my 407, 408 level to take the trade on April 21st SPY put options. So that's a swing trade that I have coming up if I get confirmation, right? Because you got to use confirmations on these swing trades. With that being said, if you do want to be a part of Trader Society, it's going to be the first link down below in the description. All the information is explained in terms of what is included within Trader Society and who the program is for. Now is the best time to get started mastering the SPY and trading options. If you want to really build your skill set and surround yourself with traders who are making 5 figures to even 6 figures a week, it's going to be the right program for you. You get access to live trading sessions, live trading voice, the moderators within the team, the Discord server, and the video lesson library with over 100 hours of content and the recorded live streams along with live streams with voice channels, right? All that information is explained down below. It's the first link in the description. As soon as you join, it's instant access. It's a one-time fee. You get lifetime access to the program. It's going to be that first link down below in the description. I will see you guys tomorrow live at Market Open.